Well, we've been gauging reactions to this tape here on Al Jazeera. Let's talk now to Osama Hamdan. He's a spokesperson for the Hamas movement and joins me live now from Damascus. Welcome to Al Jazeera, sir. In 2007, you were quoted in Time magazine and said, Hamas has no need of advice from a fugitive in the Afghan mountains. Bin Laden is advising Hamas and the Palestinians indirectly. Again, what's your response?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I have to say first that the Palestinian people, during their struggle and resistance against the occupation, they need support, not advices. I believe everyone knows that the Israelis are occupying the Palestinian lands, killing the Palestinians, and everyone knows that there is a resistance in Palestine. But what I can have from this tape, that it's the way of the United States policies which create chances for the people to be enemies, to hate the United States while they are watching the Israelis killing the Palestinians, giving a chance for everyone to use this issue.
But
I'd rather prefer...
Sorry,
yes.
Doesn't a tape like this, though, actually hinder or help what you're trying to do, because you then get tarnished with the same brush that you might be associated with al-Qaeda? I mean, there is a negative point to this, is there not?
Well, I think this is the mentality of the United States, which created the most hated state in the world. I mean, not only among the Arabs and the Muslims, but in Latin America, they are hated. In South Asia, they are hated also because of their own policies. If someone expresses hatred against the United States, talking about any other community, any other people, that doesn't mean they are the same.
Okay.
It's clear that there is differences between Hamas and al-Qaeda. Everyone knows that. And I believe that the one who created the problem mainly was the United States.
And just a short time ago, you were talking about wanting more advice and support. Were you talking about wanting more advice and support from al-Qaeda specifically, or generally from the international community?
Well, I have to say first that everyone knows that the policies of the United States created a huge hatred in the region, not only among the Arabs and Muslims, but among all the free people all over the world. I have to say, at this moment, we know exactly who's our enemy. It's the occupation. We don't like the policies of the United States, but we know exactly who is the enemy. It's the occupation. It's the Israeli army who's occupying and killing our people. I believe all the Arabs and the Muslims are supposed to support the Palestinians in their cause. Supporting the Palestinians may mean different meanings for each one. But the issue which we are concentrating on all the time, the support is supposed to help us in fighting the occupation, to overcome the occupation and to gain our rights back. This is the clear and the perfect support which we need. Any other minor problems or creating other problems may not help the Palestinian cause. According to that, I have to say this does not reflect the message from Hamas or an idea from Hamas. It reflects its own person who is delivering this message. I'm not supposed to be connected to that as Hamas. I'm not supposed to be connected to that as Palestinian people, or even the people who are in Gaza under the siege.
Well, if that's the case, then a newspaper editor speaking to us earlier on Al Jazeera, as I mentioned before, had suggested that there are some Palestinian elements that might actually quite welcome Osama Bin Laden's message to them in the occupied territories.
I think the Palestinian position was clear. It's the resistance against the occupation. If someone likes those words, that because of the United States policies, not because of the good words which was said before. It's because that everyone watching, for example, Senator Mitchell, moving from the Israeli and between the Israelis and the Palestinians with result zero. Hillary Clinton supports the Israelis during their attacks and siege on Gaza. Even the administration supports the Israeli aggressions against the Palestinians. So there may be some people who likes to hear such words, but that doesn't mean it will have a reflect on the ground in Palestine.
Well, we shall see what the outcome of his speech is. Osama Hamdan there for Hamas speaking to us in Damascus. Thank you for your time, sir.